Hey guys, Derek here with Derek's All MMA channel doing my UFC 130 prediction video. Next Saturday night, looking forward to this fight card. You know, we lost the Edgar Maynard fight, but I still think it's got some exciting matchups on the card that's going to make this a pay-per-view worth buying. Let's get right into it. First fight of the night, Rick Story and Thiago Alves. I think this is a big fight for Rick Story because this is a fight potentially if he could somehow pull off an upset that could get him a title shot against GSP, because in my opinion Thiago Alves is the third best welterweight in the world. But at the end of the day, if Thiago Alves comes in, makes weight comfortably, is in shape, he's a much better fighter than Rick Story. He's much better on the feet. You know, Rick Story, you know, he's got a better wrestling background, but I just don't think he can take Thiago Alves. You know, both of these guys cut a lot of weight to fight at 170, and Rick Story has shown, you know, after the first round, he slows down a lot. Thiago Alves, you know, same way, he just has trouble cutting the weight. In his last fight against John Howard, he looked good. I don't know if he's keeping Mike Dolce, helping him with his weight cut, but I think if both fighters cut weight and they fight at their full potential, I think Thiago Alves is able to stuff Story's takedowns, and somewhere in the late second round, I predict Thiago Alves to catch Rick Story and win this fight by TKO. So my prediction this fight, Thiago Alves, second round TKO. Second fight of the night, Brian Stann versus Jorge Santiago. Jorge Santiago making his return to the UFC. Overhyped, like most guys outside the UFC. They win a few fights against no-name competition, and they get this top 10 ranking in each division, which, you know, I'll say this and say it again, unless you're fighting in the UFC, you can't claim to be a top 10 guy because you're not facing top 10 guys consistently fight in and fight out. So I think Brian Stann has shown since cutting down the middleweight that he's you know, his last fight against Chris Lieben, I think he took advantage of Chris Lieben just not being there mentally. And Brian Stann's a tough, well-rounded fighter. I think I don't see where Santiago can take him down, and I think Stann is more technical on his feet. So I do not see a finish in this fight. I do see Stann winning a 30-27 comfortable decision against Jorge Santiago. Brian Stann via decision. Third fight of the night, Stephen Struve versus Travis Brown. You know this is going to be an exciting fight because any fight that Stephen Struve is in, you know you're going to get very exciting fireworks because the dude is hard to finish and he has no striking defense. I don't know if it's his limbs or whatever, but he's very easy to hit. This fight, Brown's only chance is he showed in his, you know, his last fight. In his previous fights, he is a guy that normally comes out hard the first round and he finishes a lot of guys in the first round. But if you get him out of the first round, he seems to wear down. So it seems to be a classic Stephen Struve fight where his opponent has 5 minutes and they're going to finish him or they're going to gas themselves out trying to finish him. And I think this is going to be the latter for Brown here. I think Struve's going to get pummeled in the first round like he always does. In the second round, I see him catching Brown with the triangle. I see Brown rock him again, getting on top of him and getting caught in the triangle. So my prediction on this fight is Stephen Struve via triangle choke, second round. On to the co-main event of the evening. In my opinion, the most exciting fight of the night, Frank Mir versus Roy Nelson. You know, good fight how this breaks down. It's just, it's a big battle as far as, if you look on their feet, they're really close on their feet. I think Nelson probably has the better wrestling, and I think Mir has a little bit better jiu-jitsu. I do not see this fight has the potential to be very exciting, or it could be very boring. But I think with Mir's last fight against Crow Cop, I think he knows he's got to show something and go for the finish here. And I think Nelson normally always brings it, but there has been times in his career to where he plays it safe. I don't see this fight being finished. I see it going everywhere, but in my head I see Mir getting a little bit better on the stand-up, and for some reason I see it. It's gonna be. This is an odd fight. Anything can happen in this fight. Either guy could win. I think it's 51-49. I favor Mir. I think 51% Mir, 49% Nelson. Any guy could win this fight. It's that close of a fight. But I'm gonna go with Frank Mir via decision. On to the main event now. Rampage Jackson versus Matt Hamill. You know, it's hard to judge where Rampage's head is at. You know, listen to his interviews, because it just seems like, you know, his heart's not in it. But sometimes he says things just to casually blow reporters off. I think we're going to see because Rampage knows this is his last run. This is it for Rampage. If he's going to make a run at the title, win this fight, some things work out behind the scenes, he could get John Jones next, or at least he's one fight away from getting a title shot. Matt Hamill has a chance to seize an opportunity here to put himself one win away from a title shot. Worst case scenario, the guy who wins this fight is one win away from getting a shot at the title. I just put these guys next to each other. If both fighters come in at their top of their abilities, in good shape, no injuries during camp, Rampage Jackson is the better fighter. If Rampage is in shape, Matt Hamill will not be able to take Rampage down, and Rampage will connect on Matt Hamill. So my prediction on this fight is first round knockout, Rampage Jackson. I see Matt Hamill trying to take him down, realizing halfway through the round he's not going to be able to get Rampage down, and I see him throwing something wacky. Rampage hitting him with the counter left or counter right hook, dropping him and finishing him. So my prediction is Rampage Jackson putting himself in contention for the title by knocking out Matt Hamill. That's my predictions on UFC 130, guys. Give me your comments. Please subscribe to my channel. Anything, always welcome. UFC 130 next Saturday night, guys. Check it out.